Picture a guy who just bought a small building outright, in cash. Everyone around him assumes he runs a tech startup. He doesn't. He owns something most people walk past every single day. Here's the weird part. None of these businesses look impressive. A laundromat, a repair shop, a pest control van, a packaging warehouse, a delivery route. Some of them produce the kind of steady cash flow banks actually love. I'm going from the least interesting business to the most powerful one. This isn't a get-rich-quick list. I want to be clear about that up front. A lot of exciting-looking businesses burn cash before they ever find durable demand. The boring-looking ones? Some have quietly run for decades. Comment below which of these 5 have you already noticed near you. Everyone rushes toward the exciting path. Almost nobody studies the boring one. That's exactly why it's still wide open. Let's walk through all 5. These next stories are illustrative. This is what each business can look like when it's run well. Business number 5, the coin laundromat. Picture a woman named Sarah taking over a struggling one. The previous owner showed her thin numbers. Half the machines were already broken, but she noticed something. 3 apartment complexes within walking distance. Renters, students, people who will probably never own a washer of their own. That's the location filter. Demand lives wherever renters live, not homeowners. She replaced the worst machines and added card payment instead of coins only. Within a few months, the same location started filling up every afternoon. Picture that store now, bringing in a few $1,000s a month in total revenue. But revenue isn't profit. Rent, utilities, labor, and repairs all come out first. That single lesson matters more than any specific dollar figure I could give you. A store can look busy all day and still leave its owner surprisingly little. The machine isn't the business. The neighborhood feeding it is. The boring business only works when the boring numbers work too. Her biggest surprise. The electric and water bill was bigger than she expected. Then a machine started leaking, quietly eating into her margin every week it ran. She fixed it by never skipping the boring maintenance checklist again. 2 laundromats can sit on the same street. One thrives, one slowly dies. The difference usually comes down to who actually shows up to maintain it. Once the machines were reliable, Sarah barely needed to be there anymore. The laundromat kept earning while she was somewhere else entirely. Modern card and app payments updated the business without changing what makes it work. New tenants move in constantly. Every move-in is a potential new customer. A few years in, Sarah started looking at a second location near a different apartment cluster. Same formula, same filter, just repeated in a new neighborhood. That's the psychology behind business number 5. It's not luck, it's location. Demand doesn't need to be exciting, it just needs to be reliably nearby. Business number 5 done. 4 more to go and trust changes everything for the next one. But here's what almost nobody notices about the next business. Business number 4, the independent auto repair shop. Not the dealership kind. Picture a mechanic named Mike. Same shop, same corner, over a decade now. America has hundreds of millions of vehicles on the road right now, and people are keeping their cars longer than ever before. The average car on American roads today is roughly 13 years old. Older cars need more repairs more often. That demand doesn't take a day off. Here's the real driver of this business, though. It's not the cars, it's trust. A customer trusts one honest repair and brings their second car in next time. Then they refer a friend. Trust compounds quietly, one repair at a time. Picture Mike's shop with a 2-day wait most weeks. He's never run an ad. That's when a mechanic stops selling hours and starts building a business. That's the moment the business stops, depending entirely on Mike's own hands. Word of mouth alone can fill an honest shop's calendar for years. People assume dealerships win by default. Independent shops often keep customers longer, for less. But this business lives or dies on one thing: skill and total honesty. One overcharge, one bad repair, and years of trust can disappear overnight. Reputation is the actual product being sold here, more than the repair itself. Mike isn't rich by luck. He's rich because he never gave anyone a reason to leave. That's the deep root under this whole business. Nobody notices it until they look. Cars keep aging. Trust keeps compounding. That combination rarely runs dry. Old cars, new cars, everything in between, they all eventually end up here. One person can only do so much. Growth here comes from hiring people you trust. Some owners eventually open a second location once the first proves itself. That's the psychology behind business number 4. Not location, trust. Once trust is built here, it's genuinely hard for a competitor to take it away. Business number 4 done. 3 left and the next one runs on something totally different. Because the next business isn't chosen by the customer at all. Business number 3, Pest Control. Picture a technician named Alex getting a call late one night. A restaurant owner just found roaches near the kitchen line. Panic mode. For a restaurant, a pest problem isn't just gross. It can shut the whole place down. Restaurants can't afford to gamble with that. Food safety and local health rules make it a serious expense to ignore. Alex solves the immediate problem that same night. The owner is relieved. Then the owner asks the real question. Can you just check on this every month? That's the shift. One emergency turns into an ongoing prevention agreement. Prevention beats emergencies. Most owners would rather pay monthly than panic again. Instead of waking up every morning asking who will buy today, he starts the month already knowing who needs him. That single contract becomes recurring revenue. Alex doesn't have to resell every time. Word spreads. An apartment manager down the street asks for the same service. Then a nearby school. Commercial properties often need ongoing pest prevention, not just a one-time spray. Each new property becomes another recurring account, not a one-time sale. Picture Alex managing around 50 active accounts across one small city. 50 customers aren't 50 new sales. They're 50 relationships to maintain. At roughly $160 to $240 per contract, 50 accounts could mean $8,000 to $12,000 a month in revenue. Before costs, though. Supplies, fuel, and labor still come out of that number. The real work is protecting the calendar. Every missed visit risks the whole relationship. Restaurants don't forgive a no-show easily. One miss and they call someone else. So reliability isn't a nice bonus here. It's the entire product being sold. As contracts grew, Alex eventually needed a second technician just to keep up. Many contracts continue on a recurring schedule, so Alex doesn't have to resell the service every month. That's the psychology behind business number 3. Prevention beats emergencies every time. One emergency call became 50 steady accounts. That's the entire pattern. Business number 3, done. 2 left, and the next one touches every online seller in America. That isn't even the biggest mistake people make about boring businesses. The biggest mistake is assuming boring means small. It usually means the opposite. So that's 3 boring businesses that quietly build wealth. Almost done here, right? No, wait. We haven't even gotten to the biggest one yet. Business number 2, packaging and shipping supply. Picture a supplier named Daniel. He doesn't sell a single product online. He supplies the people who do. Picture him starting with just 3 small online sellers as clients. As that seller's own sales grew, they needed more boxes, more tape, more mailers. Their sales going up meant Daniel's orders went up automatically. No extra selling needed. Word spread between sellers. 3 clients became 10. Then 20. Every growing brand eventually wants custom printed packaging. That's where margin lives. Custom packaging can carry 20 to 40% margins compared to plain boxes. Picture 40 clients later. Same simple job, just repeated at a bigger scale. Daniel isn't chasing trends. He's just making sure nobody ever runs out of tape. The flashy brand next door might not exist next year. Daniel gets paid either way. Every new seller opening a store becomes a potential new customer for him. No single client can break this business. It's built from dozens of small recurring accounts. Low glamour, high utility. That combination quietly builds wealth over years, not weeks. Picture Daniel eventually needing a second, larger warehouse just to keep up with orders. His growth was never really his own effort. It was his client's growth passed through to him. That's diversification hiding inside a boring warehouse. One giant customer is risky. Dozens of small ones are durable. The goal isn't one giant customer. It's enough customers that losing one doesn't break the business. That's the psychology behind business number 2. Your customer's success becomes yours. He never had to sell harder. He just had to be there when they needed more. Business number 2 done. One left, and this is the one nothing can replace. It gets bigger than the last 4. Way bigger. So we've covered laundromats, auto shops, pest control, and packaging supply. That's most of it, right? Actually, no. Save the biggest one for last. Every product on a store shelf follows one path. Factory to distributor to store to customer. And almost nobody thinks about the middle step. That's business number 1. Business number 1. Local distribution routes. Snacks, drinks, everyday products. Remember the quiet guy from the beginning? Picture him as a route distributor named Marcus. Someone once asked what he does. He just said, "I run a route." Conversation over. Behind that simple answer is a warehouse moving serious volume every single week. Picture Marcus moving over $100,000 worth of product a month. That number sounds huge, but sales volume isn't the same thing as profit. At a 4 to 10% margin, that's $4,000 to $10,000 in gross margin. His game was never huge margins. It's repeat volume month after month. A distributor buys in bulk, delivers to local stores, and collects payment. That's the whole job. Picture Marcus starting with 1 small van and 8 stores on his route. Years later, 3 vans and over 60 stores. Same simple job, repeated at scale. He wasn't really building a delivery business. He was building a network of stores that depended on his route. At that point, he's not just delivering products. He's built a system people rely on. Ask yourself honestly, will people stop buying everyday snacks and drinks anytime soon? That's the psychology behind business number 1. Necessity repeated at scale. None of them are famous. None of them went viral. All of them built something durable. Here's what actually ties all 5 together, beyond the numbers. Demand shows up on its own. Trust builds slowly. Repeat business follows naturally. The excitement wore off these businesses decades ago. That's exactly why they still work. 10 years from now, plenty of today's exciting businesses will be gone. The boring ones that survive have already proven something. Look at them again. They look completely different. But underneath, they're solving the same problem. Repeat demand. And that gives you a filter you can use on almost any boring business. Time proves demand. Trust keeps it. Scale turns it into wealth. So what should you actually do with this? Check these 5 categories near you. In person or just on a map app. A laundromat, a repair shop, a pest control service, a packaging supplier, a distributor. Ask one question first. How long has this business actually been running? If it's been 5+ years, that demand has already been tested. Then ask, what actually keeps customers coming back here? Then ask, can the owner grow this without starting completely over? That's the entire boring business filter in 3 simple questions. These are illustrative examples, not documented case studies, but the pattern behind them is real. Comment below. Which of these 5 surprised you the most? If this helped you see something new today, subscribe and hit that bell. Boring creates demand. Trust creates repeat customers. And repeat customers create freedom. Until next time, understand the money. Then go quietly build yours. Same rules, different city. The boring businesses are still out there waiting.